So after the critical and box office success of Godzilla, it was only a matter of time before King Kong got a reboot. And now, Kong Skull Island, the second movie in the MonsterVerse franchise, has finally arrived. Time to review it. Also, after the review, I'm not really going to talk about spoilers, just the end credits scene and what I want to see from this franchise going forward. Alright, let's be honest, this review is very late. You've probably seen it by now, and the question is if I thought Kong Skull Island was any good. And yeah, it was pretty entertaining. Not perfect, but definitely not terrible. First off, the positives. The action and effects in this were really great. Not once does Kong look like he was made on a computer. He always looks like he's there. Even though there was some stuff that didn't look perfect, for the most part it was pretty realistic. The action in this movie is also really good. Kong has a lot of good fight scenes, and it's actually pretty brutal some of the time. The cinematography and lighting also really helps. Basically, this movie is visually stunning. Now let's talk about the characters. A lot of people really seem to hate the characters in this movie. For me, the characters were pretty hit or miss. The best characters in this movie are by far John C. Reilly's character and Samuel L. Jackson's character. John C. Reilly was definitely the thing I was most worried about going into this. He kinda seemed like he was going to be this goofy comic relief, and even though he is basically meant for comedy in some scenes, for the most part he was actually one of the best aspects of the movie, and his character is really interesting. As for Samuel L. Jackson's character, he was basically the villain in this movie, and you understood him and his motivation, even though some of the stuff he does doesn't make a ton of sense. Brie Larson was also pretty great in this. Her character wasn't super interesting, but she was very likable, mostly due to her performance. As for the bad stuff in this movie, Tom Hiddleston's character was basically a plank of wood, which really sucks because his performance as Loki in The Avengers has proven he's a really charismatic actor. Plus, he stuck with this movie even when it looked like it wasn't even gonna happen, so it's a real shame that he got the worst and most uninteresting character in the entire movie. There were also some weird editing decisions that kinda took me out of it, and the background characters were either wasted or just plain bland. Overall, Kong Skull Island was a pretty enjoyable movie. It wasn't perfect, and I can definitely see why some people don't like it, but for me, it was really entertaining. I'm giving Kong Skull Island a 7.8 out of 10. Alright, now let's talk about the end credit scene. If you don't know, basically we see a slideshow of some cave paintings of a bunch of other monsters. First off, we see Godzilla, which wasn't very surprising considering we already knew that Kong Skull Island took place in the same universe as the 2014 Godzilla movie. Some people have pointed out that it doesn't really make sense that there would be cave paintings of Godzilla, since Godzilla was actually asleep before humanity even existed and woke up in 1954. This is probably just some simple mistake from the filmmakers, but it is possible that it's meant to be some other monster that's the same species as Godzilla. Then we see cave paintings of King Ghidorah, which was pretty cool I guess, even though I don't know much about this character. We also see cave paintings of Rodan and Mothra. We already know that Mothra is going to appear in the Godzilla sequel, but I have no idea about Rodan. I actually think it would be cool to see some more of these movies that take place in the MonsterVerse apart from King Kong and Godzilla movies. So if Warner Brothers wanted to make movies about King Ghidorah, Rodan and Mothra, then I'd be on board. Anyway, that's what I thought about Kong Skull Island. Thanks for watching, remember to like this video, I'd really appreciate it, leave a comment and subscribe for more videos like this one.